Welcome everybody to our rebuild, our Madden 20 franchise rebuild. And a lot of teams, I was going to a lot of teams like, what teams should I use? I was thinking, the Giants, everybody's going to do the Dolphins because they're terrible. They have, just look at that rating, Jesus Christ. And they have no quarterback. And of course, you got teams like the Cincinnati Bengals, who of course need another quarterback, probably going to get the first pick. But I really wanted to not use the Bengals, even though they have a lot of good pieces. And going through the different teams, I know I could use the Redskins as well. They need a quarterback and they have a really good defense. Or, I could probably use the Jaguars. The only reason I'm not going to use the Jaguars is because they have Gardner Minshew, and I kind of want to really start over with a new quarterback. So I decided to use the Denver Broncos. Now, the Denver Broncos are going to be perfect for this scenario because they do not have a quarterback. Joe Flacco is near the end of his career. They just gave away Emmanuel Sanders, to the 49ers. But they still have this defense that's really good. So if I could just add pieces to that defense and just add a whole bunch of offense through the draft, I think it'd be great. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the preseason, We're going to start from the preseason, but we're going to use our own coach, Vic Fangio. I don't really know much about him, but if we're really going to start, a rebuild, we got to rebuild from the ground up, and that requires a new coach. So going through the different styles, so we're going to pick team builder, because we're building a team. Duh. So God, he's huge. So we got Coach Chris Dale, Big Dale. Anyway, we're not even gonna change his name. We're not gonna, change. We're gonna change what he wears, though. We're gonna change what he wears. We gotta, get my guy fitted out in the latest gear. He's gonna look like James Harrison's workout video. But we're gonna change the offensive style. Like I said, I'm not a really big fan of the Denver Broncos offensive style. We're gonna go with Arizona's Cliff Kingsbury. He's got this air raid offense here with, that he brought from Texas Tech, and now bringing it into the Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray. And we're gonna keep the same defense. We're not a defensive-minded coach. We're just if the plays work for Von Miller and Chris Harris, we'll let it go. Now, we are going to play this franchise on all Madden. I'm going to keep everything the same thing. Salary cap's going to be on. Now, I might take the trade deadline off because I want to simulate halfway through the season, and I don't want it to, really simulate past the trade deadline if I, sim halfway through. So Joe Flacco says, Coach Dale, before we get too far into the preseason, I just want to, I don't even care, Joe Flacco. Thanks, Joe, but you're not even going to be here. If I could trade you right now, I would trade you. Going to the free agency, one of the most important part, of building a team is through free agents. And if you see, we still have Andrew Luck and Antonio Brown, Eric Berry, Josh Gordon, and Des Bryant. And look at maybe I should have lowered the ratings because the team is going to try to sign them. Look at the talent, or used to be talent, in this free agency pool. So looking at Antonio Brown, we could sign Antonio Brown. He lost his X Factor, which I know why. It's because he's not in the NFL, so Madden took it off. But just to sign him would be $10.6 million a year. And I don't know if that is worth missing out on next year's free agency. Plus, I can only sign him to a one-year deal anyway. So honestly, I might just wait on him, because if I sign him this year is not the year I'm going to play. I'm actually going to simulate. And with Andrew Luck's he's $17.2 million for 1 year. And once again, we do need another quarterback, but I'm not going to sign Andrew Luck, only being able to have him for 1 year. So here we go, advancing to the regular season, skipping the preseason. I don't think very many things happen in the preseason. Now they might have signed Andrew Luck and Antonio Brown through the preseason and stuff like that, because why wouldn't you? That's like a steal. And here we go, we're selecting our season goal, and hell no, we're not making it to the Super Bowl. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. Now I'm going to set it for the lowest of the lowest because we are trying to rebuild. So we're going to go with 4 wins. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to go ahead and simulate to mid-season. It should take us to week either 8 or 9. So here we go. We are in week 9. Apparently we have a losing streak. So what we're going to do is we're going to download from the Madden Share the roster of the college athletes that will be coming in next year. In next year's draft coming up. So yeah, Justin Herbert is the #1 player on the board and we don't know who we're going to draft. We don't even know our record yet in the league, so we don't know if we have the number one quarterback at all, but he is rated the top player. We also got Tua. Like I said, we're going to draft one of them. We got Chase Young, but right now we're just doing some scouting just to, get rid of some points while I'm here, while I'm there. So after uploading the draft class, looking at the college prospects, we take a look at the standings. With the Colts 7-0, leading the league, we got the Cowboys that are 6-1, the Ravens that are 6-0-1. The Patriots, the Saints, the Chiefs, are all at the top of the league, with the Raiders and Dolphins at 0-7, and the Minnesota Vikings at 2-6, also with the Cardinals and Falcons at 2-6. We're at 2-5-1, so we are right where we need to be, not really where we want to be. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go try to make some trades with these teams that have these 0-7 records and stuff like that, see if we can steal their draft picks. I know the Raiders should have the first draft pick, I believe. And they do. They also have another first round. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through our players to see what we can find and, what they might like. We don't want to give up, there's two main players we don't want to give up. We're not giving up Von Miller, and we're not going to give up Chris Harris. Anybody else on the team, maybe besides Phillip Lindsay, and probably Bradley Chubb. We're going to offer them Will Parks, and it says they need a left end. We're going to offer them Derek Wolfe, and we'll see what else they need. We're going to offer them a third-round pick. Hopefully they take it. And they said hell to the no. We're not taking that bullshit trade. So we offered them Bryce Callahan, Derek Wolfe in the third-round pick, and they almost took it, dumbasses. What we're going to do is we're going to offer them the first-round pick of next year's draft. Hopefully they might take it. And they were this close to taking it. Bro, what the do y'all want? Just throw some money in there. So we offered them our second-round pick, and they accept that. Like, how is that any better? Huh? So that's two first-round picks we just got off the Raiders, including our own. So right now we have 3 first-round picks. Now we go over to the Dolphins. They don't have much to offer, but they do have the second pick. And we're going to try to get that off of them, since they need a left tackle and a right tackle and a quarterback. Don't we all need a fucking quarterback in here? God, should we give them Joe Flacco? Nah, they don't want his old ass. What we're going to do is we're going to throw in a 4th-round pick, which I don't know if they would take it, and they accepted it. Joe Flacco, Juwan James, and a 4th-round pick for their their first-round second pick overall. So not only do we have 3 other picks, 2 picks from the Raiders and 1 pick from us, we now have the first and second pick of the draft. So I also remember seeing the Buccaneers have a low pick. They have the 3rd pick. Now they need a left tackle, free safety, left end, and strong safety. But we're going to try to take their first and second round pick just to, accommodate the loss of the players that we are trading. And this is the point where I'm just like, we might not be able to get that second round pick. So we're going to go get a little bold here. We're going to offer them Kareem Jackson. I don't really want to get rid of him, but he is 31 years old. We can always find another strong safety, which I think I saw one in the draft. And I tried to take away that. They wasn't having that. They said put that damn draft pick back in there. So I'll put that damn draft pick back in there just to see if they would take it. And they still decline it. They don't want us to have that first and second round pick. So we offered Theo Riddick, and they fucking hate Theo Riddick. Oh my God. They said take that shit out. So I took that shit out. I don't think they're still declining it. It's like that close for them taking the damn trade. I don't know what else they want. We don't have shit. God, we're going to have to give them an actual horse. So I take away the round 2 pick, the second pick, and they immediately accepted. I'm telling you, they were just not trying to give up that second round pick and their first round picks. I think that makes it 5 first round picks that we have. So I think that's all we're going to do for trades. We have 5 first round picks. Now we did give away a lot, but it's fine. We're in rebuild mode. We have to give up things to get things. That's what you do in life. You spend money to make money, and that's what we're planning to do. So we're going to simulate to the offseason, skipping the Super Bowl and everything, because we don't really care about this season. It's all about the rebuild. Simulating through the season, we have the Colts playing the Giants, with the Giants winning the Super Bowl. What the hell? Oh, hell yeah, we need to rebuild this whole damn franchise. What the How did the Giants make it to the Super Bowl? Who was their quarterback? Oh, shit, well, no wonder. They got Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck played his former team in the Super Bowl. So it looks like we have some contracts to restructure. We have Chris Harris Jr., who needs to be negotiated with. I don't know how much to offer him. You know, he wants a 1-year deal, but he wants a shit ton of money. I'm going to try to knock that down by adding a couple years to it. And hopefully he takes it. I'm offering him $48 million. See if he signs. And he said he would like to play for a new team next year. And it might be because we're losing. So what we're going to do is we're going to franchise tag his ass because this is my rebuild. And how dare you ruin my plan? So he's franchise tagged. We got Justin Simmons right here. Now hopefully he's not as greedy as Chris Harris Jr., but you know, you never know. So he accepts our deal that we gave to him. So I'm very grateful for that. But everybody else here on those lists can go work at Popeyes. You know, they got that new chicken sandwich. Especially you, Brandon Allen. You probably related to Cal Allen, and y'all both getting on my nerves. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna send to the draft. You know, the biggest part, you know, of the whole, rebuild. So we have new combine stats available for the college players that we have been scouting before. Justin Herbert is first among vertical jump and broad jump. Tua's third on vertical jump and very high rated. You know, Joe Burrow's in here. We're gonna scout him a little bit to see where he's at. His combine grade terrible. We got Jordan Love with a terrible talent grade, right? We got Jalen Hurts, who's projected as an early 7th rounder with a not so good combine grade. But De'Aaron King, look at De'Aaron King's stats though. He's first and second almost everything, and is a late 5th rounder. We might just draft him and call it a rebuild. Going through the defensive players, we do need a strong safety, so we scout Grant Delpit with the last. And look at his combine grade and report on everything. Now he might deserve to be the first overall player chosen. His combine grade was superb, and he's already like a top 10 prospect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the free agency. Now, I don't want to spend too much money in free agency, so like a player like Antonio Brown or Kendall Fuller or Melvin Gordon, Derrick Henry, players like that, those would be great players, to add to the rebuild, even Drew Brees, but we don't want to spend that much money. I see Demarcus Robinson, and if you know who Demarcus Robinson is, you'll know why I'm about to try to sign him. He's a young wide receiver, which, giving away Emmanuel Sanders, I think all we have really is Cortland Sutton. So we're going to place a bid on Demarcus Robinson just to add a little depth to the wide receiver position. We'll also see a Mackenzie Alexander in there, and I remember Mackenzie Alexander from Clemson when he played at Clemson. So I might put a bid in on him. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a bid on Mackenzie Alexander. Now, he does not have like a star development trait, but we can always change that, with good play. If he plays good, it'll be okay. So I don't know how I went past this. So Philip Dorsett II is there. He's not too old either, but this guy has been really good for the Patriots. And I would love to have him on the team, part of this rebuild. So we're going to sim the week, and it looks like everybody we put a bid out to accepted our contract. So that is just great news. We're going to go in here and scout some more players, just get a better feeling of them. What we're going to do is we're going to end the episode here and do the draft in the next episode. I appreciate everybody for watching. We'll start the draft next episode, with the Denver Broncos. Thanks for watching, and peace. See you next time.